Yeah. Welcome back to Exhibit Hall E at the Oregon Convention Center. It is break time this morning. Looks like we got some nice oranges, some other fruit, and I don't know, various other bananas and stuff. I know yesterday morning I saw some of the fruit on the floor later. So, welcome back. Welcome to SIGCSE Coffee Break, the show about everything going on at the 2024 SIGCSE Technical Symposium. My name is Mark Sherriff.
I'm Manuel Perez Quiñones.
And I'm Álvaro Monge.
And the Tres Amigos are back together.
Hey. ¿Dónde está mi café?
It's been a tradition now ever since going back to 2021 when we were fully online that the three of us have been able to get together. And I think it means a lot to me, honestly. It really does.
Even if you don't understand it, it means a lot to you.
Okay, in all fairness, I pick up some of it, and in fact,
he's ready to.
No, I'm not. No. So my wife studied abroad in Spain, and she really wants to take our daughter back. So we're taking our daughter to Salamanca, Spain, this summer. So I've been trying to practice. And every once in a while, my wife will just speak in Spanish, and my daughter picks up more of it than I do, but I'm working on it. So I'll get there. I will get there. But for right now, how's the symposium been for you guys being back here in Portland?
I'll let you go first, given that you organized the last one that didn't happen.
It's been an amazing experience. I mean, reconnecting with people that I worked with, right, a year, 4 or 5 years ago. And meeting them, that's really the best part about being back in person, is to really make those personal connections. The symposium is full of great papers, great sessions, great speakers. But for me, it's that networking, it's that really being back with people and having conversations and reconnecting.
Mm-hmm. For me, it's strange because the first one after the pandemic was the first one, which everybody, and it was fully hybrid. And then we went
Providence. We're talking about
Providence. And then we went to Canada, which some people couldn't go because it was international. So this feels like we're back in a rhythm in a strange way. So it feels like it's the first time. But then, like you said, you run into all these people that you've seen over the last 10 years in different conferences, and it's like, oh yeah, you again. Hi.
Oh, yeah,
I haven't seen you since the last time we used to do this. So
back in rhythm, you know.
Yeah.
At a place where we were to host 2020,
where it was interrupted,
where the trajectory of the registrants was we were going to be close to 2,000, right?
Yeah. So about the data. So we got some numbers this morning, right? So from the plenary this morning, Ben came up on, or was it? I can't remember if Ben or Jeff is the one that gave the numbers. But this was going to be the second largest SIGCSE so far because we still haven't passed 2019 in Minneapolis.
But even though you guys would have passed it when it was here.
Maybe.
We had more than 2,000 registered. We know that.
Yeah. I mean, So with everything, so Minneapolis was of course fantastic. But the other thing about registration this year was that more people actually checked in on Wednesday than ever before. Registration told me that over 1,000 people checked in on Wednesday.
Wow.
Which is way higher. And it's kind of unfortunate because the line was really bad because they were not expecting 1,000 people to actually check in on Wednesday. So, I know that the ACM has definitions of conference versus symposium versus, and this is something we've talked about before. Are we really still a symposium? No.
No, we crossed that line a long time ago. I think it's like 800 or something like that.
800?
Yeah, we crossed that way back. And it's just inertia. It's hard to rename it. It's hard to change the name. And it's like, okay, it's a symposium.
That's true.
I was in that line on Wednesday. No, but it's great that, people are registering and checking in that early. That tells us, right, that the program, they're here. They want to get engaged from the start.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So that's a great number to really talk
about. That's interesting.
Yeah.
It is interesting. I missed that part, yes.
And I don't know numbers about how the hybrid people have been, which sessions you've been going to. Well, I know which sessions you've been going to. We have one track. But what our concurrent numbers are, and hopefully we can give you some of those numbers later on this week, tomorrow. There's one more day. When I talk to the hybrid chairs, because it's still interesting to think about. We talked about this a little with Della yesterday. about where hybrid is going to go with the conference into 2025, into 26, into 27, as we started to even see our modalities in classes change back more to in-person. Now, I think that we, as a community, want to continue to support hybrid because of people who don't want to fly or can't fly or immunocompromised in some way, or at least in one case, someone was 8 months pregnant and travel was not the best time. These are all completely, absolutely wonderful reasons to not be able to make it. So I want to make sure that our hybrid friends know we value you, we love you, we wish you were here, of course, but we also need to make sure we get your feedback. So I'm going to jump ahead a little bit in my schedule.
And if I can say, we have session chairs of online paper presentations. So
how is that working? I'll transition to
I
the
will
conversation.
let you know. That comes later, so I don't.
But let's put a plug for virtual. We have a new conference.
We do have a new conference
coming up that it's completely online, and that's partly to address that. Is to have a venue for a completely online participation that lowers the cost, lowers a lot of things. So that's a.
I got the card right here. I'll hold it up right there. Get my hand off of the QR code if you're interested in this. The first SIGCSE virtual conference, December of this year. It's a postcard. That was very cute. There you go. You can get more information at SIGCSE Virtual 2024 at SIGCSE.org. You probably can also just Google for the website. Yep, SIGCSEvirtual.acm.org.
They can just go to SIGCSE.org and it's linked there.
Yeah, because I know that the webmaster there makes sure that all the links are always accurate and ready to go.
He's a cool guy.
Even the hidden links that he doesn't tell anyone about. So let's talk about other places to get feedback, give feedback. Jumping ahead a little bit here in the schedule at 5 o'clock, 5:10 Pacific time today is going to be the SIGCSE board meeting. Now, the business meeting, honestly, calling it the business meeting sounds incredibly boring. I can guarantee you, usually the SIGCSE business meeting is worth going to and is entertaining. Last year, the chair of the ACM rolled up at the business meeting, which was kind of intense, in my opinion. I was just like, oh, this is different. But it's a great opportunity to give feedback to the board, to hear what's going on with the board, to hear about things that are coming up, to hear about the budget, where your dues are going to. I know many of us are fortunate enough that we can charge our dues back to our departments, but not everyone in our community is. Yeah. And so I think it's important to know where that money is going. And the other is the steering committee meeting, or the feedback, or what are they calling it? The consultation session. Wow, that sounds very fancy.
Is that the first time that happens? I don't remember that happening before.
I thought it happened last year.
We had it last year.
You had it last year? Okay.
And I went last year, and I remember we broke into small groups, and we were trying to come up with what are the challenges we currently see with the symposium. And I think everything came back to reviewing, if I remember correctly. That's about right. That's about right. Yes. But stuff.
I'm sure there are other things we can improve, but that one has problems.
But the other discussion was, the virtual, the hybrid, right? Like, how that can be improved, what we can think about, and
and not to be too direct about it. One of the pieces of feedback that would be useful at the steering committee meeting is whether the show should continue or not. Not to put too fine a point on it, but what are the things? What are the things that are valuable to the hybrid folks? What are the things you are excited about? What are the things you're getting value out of? So, also, let's talk about the rest of things going on today. There is a panel at 1:45 on distinctive computing curricula programs aligned with liberal arts institutions. So, I actually don't know much about this panel. I should have looked up more about this in particular. Did y'all know?
No, I don't.
I know what's going on at 3 o'clock. So the show at 3 o'clock today, if you're interested at all in teaching track faculty and how teaching track faculty are integrated into departments, we'll be talking with some teaching track faculty at 3 o'clock today. At 3:45, the CS Curricula 2023. Again, that might not sound not that exciting, but when the
there's a fan in the audience.
There's a huge fan of the audience. It's hard to tamp down this crowd with their enthusiasm for the 2023 curricula. So our department took I think it was the 2013 or 2014 curricula, whichever one it was, and we revamped our entire curricula based on it. We took it to our faculty. We said, what are you interested in? What are the gaps that we see? And we actually redesigned our foundation courses as a part of this. And so if you are a department that is thinking about this sort of thing, this is important information to see.
Can I plug in one more?
We need to plug in this one. Go right ahead.
Yeah, at 12:45, Hispanics in Computing, Birds of a Feather. So come join us, meet a lot of other Hispanics, and talk to us about how to better support Hispanics in our classrooms.
And we are definitely going to talk more about that because, unfortunately, due to limitations, we don't have any hybrid interaction with the BOFs this year. I know we tried to. We had some hybrid BOFs last year, and to mixed success. So this is another thing we need more feedback on. But let's actually talk about that. Traditionally, I love I'm saying this now because now the show is in its fourth year. I don't even know.
It hasn't been canceled.
It hasn't been canceled yet. I know. I'm better than Studio 60.
Watch what you say.
Yeah, I'm better than Studio 60 on the Sunset Strip. I made it more than one. Aaron Sorkin, eat your heart out. I've got you beat on this one. And usually, when I invite these guys on, it's one of the reasons is I want to be able to highlight a growing community in computing, Hispanics in computing, and you guys have in past years brought on folks from all over to talk about their experiences in coming up in CS and what the positions that they're in, and all of those broadcasts are in Spanish, which was awesome. But I was thinking maybe our non-Spanish speaking audience might like to hear about some of the challenges with the building this community and what you've been able to do.
They were the highest rated episode.
They were the highest rated episode.
Particularly in Mexico, I think.
Yeah. Particularly we looked at likes on YouTube, which is the metric that I think that's our new teaching evaluation metric.
That's right.
Just that.
So all my 1,000 clicks worked?
All your 1,000 clicks worked. That bot that you wrote, fantastic. Please.
A group of us were, I don't think you were at that meeting, you came in later. Mm-hmm. A group of us were in one of the, I think it was Commanded, organized like a mentoring workshop. Mm-hmm. And there was a large group of African Americans and there was like 4 Latinos. And we're like, who are you? Where are you from? I didn't know there was another one. And we said, we gotta stay in touch. And we started with the listserv and it just sort of snowballed. So at one point we organized something at Tapia. And about, 15 people showed up. Let's do it again. And now there's like 400 or so people on the listserv. The Tapia event has had a few hundred people. We're big enough at Tapia that we can't go around the room and say, what's your name and where are you from? Because it just takes up the whole hour. So it's become this community that it's sort of... There's no structure to it.
There's no structure to it.
We just send messages, announce, awards, opportunities, and we gather together at this thing. And you've been part of the Tapia group since, I think, the second one or the first one.
I think the second one.
Yeah.
And we get together. And one of the things we did in San Diego, if you recall, right, we went to the barrio, the Logan barrio in San Diego.
Oh, yeah.
Which is a historical
I think
part.
we need to do this for our folks on the floor here.
Sure. So we did get together. That's one of the things that I love is that not only are we gathering, but we're also looking at, the impact to the community. Right. So the local community, and we look ways to do that. Well, it might be culture, it might be over a meal. Right. But
street tacos in San Diego.
Street tacos in San Diego, exactly. So
I wanted
it was authentic street tacos. It was fantastic.
And the community is, diverse. Senior faculty, right? Faculty that are just starting out, PhD students, undergrad students. So it's really inclusive of everyone, regardless of sort of where they are in their trajectory.
So speaking specifically to that, when there's that much from PhD students all the way up through full professors, does your community help with mentoring specifically? Like, hey, whether it be similar interests or I'm just kind of curious, like, is there a way that people can get involved to help find a mentor?
Yeah, I mean, we haven't organized a full mentoring program formally, but we announce regularly on the listserv, hiring season is coming. Are you applying for a job? Or if you're applying for a scholarship, let us know and we'll pair you with somebody. So I've routinely reviewed letters for job applications. I've reviewed scholarship applications from people that we meet at the conference and then say, oh, I'm applying for a job, can I do this? And then the other side is, we used to do this more frequently, COVID interrupted it, but we used to announce, I'm going to be giving a talk at this university, and then people would go like, we're here. And we would just sort of at least catch up personally on the side,
Right.
As a way to sort of continue the conversation on and off. So yeah, the group is literally a large listserv that is intended to just provide connections.
And be supportive.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, that's the other thing. I mean, much of it happens sort of organically when we get together, but also through the mailing list, right? And we really ask anybody who's looking for that support, right, to just post on the mailing list, or that when we get together, we make those connections. There's been some connections made through research. I mean, you know, they didn't know each other, but through the common research area that they're doing, all of a sudden they're connected. They didn't know about that before. So it's a great way of making that happen.
So it sounds like that if other groups wanted to create, they might feel like, oh my gosh, it's going to take so much to build a group. It sounds like it just starts with a mailing list. It really is just about, hey, how do we make connection? I mean, I'm going to make a kind of comparison with just teaching track faculty. We just made a piazza. You know, and you know, if there's a special interest, a group that wants to communicate, the barrier doesn't need to be huge.
And actually, the most common discuss point at the meetings is, should we have a Slack group? Should we have a Facebook page? Should we have a LinkedIn page? Every year this conversation comes up, and the answer has been, yes, we got them all. So we have a LinkedIn page, we have a Facebook group, we have a Slack channel, we have the listserv, we have a website. You know, whoever is on one of them can communicate with the others, and the conversation just flows. So we've avoided of saying this is the only place, and we've also avoided the restriction of forcing everybody to one place. Whatever you are, go post, and there are people that are active in one and don't see the other, and there are people that are sort of.
Are there challenges with that, where there's diverse?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, like, if people don't go to the website, they don't find out that it hasn't been updated, or that it's been updated and there are new pictures, or and if they're on Facebook, they find out stuff that Facebook has but others don't have it.
Yeah.
But I mean, I think that reflects the diversity in all aspects, right? Not just country, language, age, stage in their career. You know, some people that are younger are probably more comfortable in Discord or Slack.
Oh, sure, yeah.
And you know, us old folks and still on Facebook. You know, or I'm speaking for you. Sorry.
I'm sure you two just logging on each other's MySpace page. You're in the top 5. You know,
Google Plus for me.
it's Google Plus. Yeah. Oh gosh. You remember
my AOL account.
Do you remember Google Wave?
Oh my God! Now
Yeah.
you're really pushing.
Yeah. Let's have an HCI discussion about Google Wave really quick. Let's not do that. No. Well, so, but the changing technology is, I mean, that's an interesting point. You know, with TikTok being in the U.S. news so much right now, and I know, for instance, I should probably take the mic back to this. I know, for instance, so one of our deans for admission at UVA has a very well-known TikTok page. And she went to that specifically because, hey, I'm going to reach the current seniors by using TikTok to give out information. So it's wild when I'll get sent a message from a prospective student linking to a TikTok page of one of our associate deans doing a Aaron Sorkin talk and walk, like, and I just came out of this meeting and I found out I'm going to release these things soon. I'm like, okay. But what I think the challenge with that is, but those AOL groups who are part of, what happens to that history? You know, because I think it's important to keep up with history with just what are the challenges that you've had, how does it keep, you know.
Yeah.
Is this something that anyone has thought about trying to keep some sort of repository of information or anything?
No, and actually that's the biggest hurdle on managing the listserv. All the people that graduated, now the email doesn't work, and it starts bouncing. It's like, oh, we lost you. Where are you? So no, we don't. We haven't, and we probably should. We probably should keep track of people, because I think the community is not growing fast enough. So if you graduate and now you got a job, I don't want the community to be smaller. I
Right.
want now you're at Microsoft, help us, right?
Oh, yeah.
But no.
I think you just gave us some homework.
Yeah.
I think
I mean, but and to be, transparent, Manuel does a great job whenever we get together to give that brief history, right?
Yeah.
But I think you're right. I mean, as Manuel said, I mean, through graduations or through, going from, one place to another, we may lose contact with some.
Yeah.
So yeah, we need, you gave us some homework, something to think about.
I just now can picture, like, come younglings, come Padawan, sit around the master.
We actually have people on the listserv that started coming to Tapia as undergrads, joined the group, went through PhD, graduated, started a company, sold the company, and now are like vice president of research, I think is. And there's quite a few of those.
That's amazing.
That we're through the whole, and throughout, they're always active when they come and even on the listserv. And so it is, even though it's so informal, it is a very clear community with, there's a core group of, I would say, 20 or 30 that regularly come and regularly participate. And that sort of grows the community, how alive it stays for a while.
That is fantastic. That's absolutely fantastic. Well, thank you all so much for sharing that with our folks at home, with the folks here on the floor, now that I picked up a microphone and people can actually hear.
Thanks for the platform.
Yeah.
I appreciate the platform.
Yeah.
Of course.
And
We're missing our cafecito.
that's right. Y gracias por dejarnos hablar en inglés.
Sí, también por eso.
You can't see my grin under my mask. These are two absolutely fantastic gentlemen. I am privileged to be up here with them. I'm privileged to call them friends, and I'm just thankful that y'all can share this with everyone. A couple little bits of housekeeping that I forgot to do earlier that I need to make sure I do, otherwise my good friends over at the puzzle booth will be upset with me. If you are participating in the crossword puzzle, the QR code right here for the hint is right here. If you still need physical, it is right there. I'm pointing right here because everyone at home knows exactly I'm pointing to a desk. That is where that is. The other thing that we have here on the show floor, up here at the desk, Alvaro, will you grab one of the stickers, please? If you would like one of the bootleg stickers, the bootleg logos for SIGCSE 2024, and you are here and you're watching this on YouTube, you're welcome to come and take a few. You're welcome to come get some. If you're a hybrid and you would like one of those stickers, send me an email. I will get you one. sheriff@virginia.edu, or just Google Sheriff. I'm kind of easy to find, but you have to spell it with 2 R's. That's you look right there. It's weird. I'm weird. Someone in my history couldn't spell a name. So anyway. That is going to do it for this episode of SIGCSE Coffee Break. Thanks so much to the 2024 team for giving us the platform, to the OCC staff, to DL Plan as always. Our theme song this year is Embrace the New Day by I.H. Sandenser. And thanks to you for watching both here on the floor and on YouTube. Take care, be safe. See you next time. Thanks.